Okay, well, folks, welcome back. This is LOL Tourneys. Probably haven't heard my voice in a while. This is Pastulio here with Good Life here. Sort of lighting. That's it. Sort of lightning.
It's sort of lighting. It's no
Sort of
problem, Pastulio. Don't worry. A lot of people get that name wrong.
Got it. Sorry. Yeah,
No problem.
I have not been able to cast for you guys in a while, so this is a rare pleasure for me to come back and be able to do this. I'm thankful for the opportunity. So here we're going to get a 3v3 going here between Team Bodent and VFW. Not sure who's on the left and who's on the right.
It is Born Dented on the left and Velvet Fishwhales on the right.
Velvet Fishwhales. We have some bands coming out here. We have Dr. Mundo, Warwick, and Trundle Band by the blue team, and my Velvet Fishwhales. That's it. It's gonna be a great name. Velvet Fishwhales. Let me write that down. We have Vi, Riven, and Shyvana banned out by Velvet Fishwhales. We have a Jax pick going down by Weekly.
I do think that last game they watched Velvet Fishwhales with the Mundo, Warwick, and Trundle, and they don't want to deal with that they don't want anybody to deal with that. So I'm thinking they're kind of testing out to see if those are like their strongest champs and to see what happens when they get banned out. They're not their dominant. More like on Velvet Fishwhales, I think they're just banning out champs they don't want to deal with, like Vi, Riven, Shyvana. Because Shyvana and Riven I find are very painful in lane and even outside of lane later on in the game. While Vi is great for initiation as well for those team fights.
Completely agree. Vi is a superb initiator and she can just come out of nowhere. I'm more of a Summoner's Rift kind of guy, so I don't know too much about the whole 3v3 meta, but I imagine that bruisers are king. And Vi is especially a good bruiser as it is. And it looks like the picks are right in line with that. We got a Darius and Renekton for the Velvet Fishwhales here. And we also have a Kassadin pick going down for lunch hour. Is Kassadin as much of a terror on 3v3 as he is in 5v5?
He can be quite a terror, I would say, in 3v3s if he, again, gets that kind of snowball lead. It is harder for him to kind of start going, though, I would say, in 3v3s because it kind of depends on his kills, since farm is kind of a little bit more at ease, since, like, there is sometimes dual lanes or jungling lanes, and sometimes most people go into dual lanes against Kassadin to deny him from farm and to poke him down.
So it is just like 5v5.
Kind of, yeah, in a way.
And we're going to have a Wukong on Born Dented to round out their team, and a Cho'Gath on Velvet Fishwhales to round out theirs. It appears that Cho'Gath and Kassadin are going to be their team's respective junglers.
Yes, I do agree. Kassadin, I would say pretty strong, I would say, actually, because Kassadin does have that roam at 6, and it keeps him from really kind of being in trouble in lane.
That's a hail right at the last second there.
Ooh, Kale is actually pretty 3v3, I would say. Has the ult that can make her invincible. She has a lot of burst with her E, even with her Q, and she has a movement speed buff that also heals. So, I would say Kale is a strong pick. Over Cho'Gath, I would say they're about even. Kale is more like, I would say, for a team that thinks they can win very early. I would say would be kind of hard with the Renekton and Darius.
Well, we know that Renekton is going to be very good early, and Purple Team also, Velvet Fishwhales, they don't have much in the way of initiation, especially at range, so that movement speed buff is definitely going to come in handy. I think they're going to be just looking to survive the initial burst from Born Dented, and then just kind of return that with their natural tankiness and the Divine Intervention from Kale, just to kind of, negate some of that initial damage and kind of just be like, okay, what now? And then turn around and kill them. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no. I was just gonna say, it kind of reminds me almost. Born Dented kind of has a thing for 3v3, but Purple Side, which is Velvet Fishwhales, kind of reminds me of what you would do kind of for a 5v5. To a front T or a tanky front line, and then squishy but very powerful backline.
Yeah. They do have that range support from Kale that blue team Born Dented just doesn't have. They go all in as soon as they can. Wukong is just he's gonna E in and then just spin up with the Cyclone and try to knock people up, and Jax is just gonna be rushing in. Casson is gonna be kind of like semi-melee. He's gonna be outranged definitely by Kale while she has her E up. So it's gonna be interesting. These team fights are not gonna last long. It's just gonna be one big meat grinder, and we'll see who comes out on top.
I do agree. It looks kind of strong for both in team fights. Their blue team kind of looking more on that Cyclone knockup, I would say. More like how Velvet Fishwhales are fine doing anything. We also see Masteries going down. Jack's actually in the jungle with Darius in the jungle as well. Very strong. Well, not very strong. I'd say more passive junglers until they reach a certain point of the game, which is when they hit 6 usually.
Yeah. Darius is going to be pretty damn... Like, the Velvet Fishwhales, they have a very good level 6 team. I think it really trumps Born Dented's team, at least in the early game at level 6.
I do agree with you, unless one thing happens. If I see Casson get a few kills before they reach 6, I kind of have to give the edge to Born Dented, because Casson... Like in 5v5, he is still strong in 3v3 when he starts getting a kill, or some kills. Snowballs out of control still, and it will be hard for Velvet Fishwhales to kind of counter that, since there is that Jax, which does quite a bit of damage, and we have a Wukong too. So it's going to be difficult. Plus, with Casson Rift walking around, it will be interesting to see how things will go down if Casson gets fed here.
Yeah, and we can also consider the whole scaling argument. The longer the game goes on, Born Dented's team is just going to get better and better. The hardest scaling person on the Fish Whales is Kale, but Born Dented also has Cassidon, Jax, and Wukong, all 3 champions with incredible late-game scaling. Wukong, a lot of people might not be aware, but he has just absurdly high AD scaling on his ultimate, his E, and his Q. And he will be hitting hard if he gets some damage items, and he's also going to be incredibly tanky thanks to his passive.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And also, just a quick throw there. This is championships 2 out of 3, or best 2 out of 3. So this is the first game. Even if they lose, they have another shot at winning, or winning another game and moving on. But I think, like I said, the bans, going back to them, Born Dented wanted to ban those people to see if those champs were still a problem, and if not, like, what kind of champs else they would ban. Like, it all is kind of, I would say, for championship first game, it kind of matters, but at the same time it doesn't, because it's a great way to kind of scout out the team that you're facing by doing bans. And if you lose it, we're like, oh, we have the next game, we know who's strong on what champs, we can still win this.
Yeah. And as always, we would like to do something that maybe hasn't done in a while. I know I haven't done it. It's the Law Attorney's Fashion Report. Oh no, it's time for the game. Never mind. We got a Jaximus, we have a RuneScape Renekton, and a Pretty Kale. That's the Fashion Report. We have Doran items going down. I haven't seen this map in a while. I have not, like, I played the old school Twisted Treeline. Haven't played this new one. Yeah.
The old one, I do kind of miss a bit, but the new one, I would say, is a lot better of a update. It does bring a lot more for the people in Twisted Treeline, especially the ones that play ranked. It is a lot better compared to the old one.
Yeah, it just shows you how much I've been out of the loop on that one. It's like a couple months overdue, probably. But Looks like Born Dented is just kind of chilling in their base, and Velvet Fishwhale's all creeping up into that top bush. Poisoning themselves, not poisoning themselves, to get an early kill, perhaps.
Yes, we do see the 3v3 strats going down like usual. You know, they do kind of want to try to get that early kill. I know that a lot of Twisted Treeline people have said, you know, 3v3 depends on who gets first blood. But last game we did see that's not really always the case because Pantheon got first blood, but blue team was able to, Velvet Cupcakes actually were able to come on top in that game.
Yeah, it more comes down to like gold advantage, I think. Just whoever gets the biggest gold lead by like 10 minutes is most likely going to win, unless they can really throw the game or turn it around. Looks like top lane we're going to have Dent Student as Wukong versus Sidhu as Renekton. In bot lane we're just going to have Cassim and Kale facing off, played by Weequay and Brandshot respectively. And in the jungle we have Lunch Hour on Jax and Renaud on Darius, and they're just jungling away. Big push early by Wukong there. He's just shoving that lane.
We see Jax actually trying to make a play on Renekton, but Renekton is playing very safe right now. He's looking for some sort of gank.
He's got his stun at level 1. Now he's, Jax is thirsty. Roaming around. Here comes Wukong, he's coming down. Maybe some action here on that Darius. Renaud could be in trouble here.
That is pretty dangerous.
Just a show of force, they're just squaring off. They know they're in that bush. And Renaud's just going to go right back to jungling.
We see not really a lot going down, nothing special. Standard stuff, you know. Kale just poking down with her E, and Renekton and Cassim playing passively well. Wukong and Kale kind of poke at them, and then just farming and capturing Ongler. Simple objectives that mostly happen during 3v3s. Nothing really special happening, as I was saying before.
It looks like both buffs have gone down. Are those buffs? They're big creeps.
Big creeps
I'm not too familiar with the map.
Actually. So yeah, quickly to explain, the jungle camps, there are no big creeps. You do not get any buffs. It's just, it's kind of like Wraith. There's one lead Wraith and then little small minions beside it. So that's just how the map is. There is a health relic though in the middle that heals you and gives you speed buff. They do kind of have a sort of like Baron there as well. On the top part of the map there is Violma, which gives you a nice buff. While the altars are another objective too. If you cap one altar you get, I believe, gold.
And there's some action going down top. And Lunch Hour pulls away at the last second. A lot of damage went down on a Dent Student there, and Sidhu was almost on the verge of getting a Jax beatdown. We have Renaud and Brandshot coming up top. They look to be running around here. We might get a three-way gank going on Lunch Hour and Dent Student if they don't get out of there.
Ooh, nice
Lunch Hour gets pulled. He's forced to flash, and he will go down to Darius. That is first blood for Renaud 12 on the Velvet Fishwhales.
That was a nice roam by Kale and Darius to go towards top lane, seeing how low they were and everything. And it was also a nice pull by Darius, and we see them actually possibly heading down towards bot lane.
Could be in trouble here. He has no idea this is coming. Well, he has some idea because he's not extending to get those creeps. He knows that they're possibly there. There's 3 MIA. Oh, here comes Kale with the Reckoning and the Righteous Smite. Or the
it looks like they're
Righteous
just
Fury.
zoning them off to get that altar, as we see by Renekton tapping it.
I see, okay.
So altars are pretty important, I would say. If you got both altars, you get an extra 10% attack damage and AP, if I'm not mistaken, along with attack speed. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong if I'm saying this. And plus, on top of that, if you get one altar, you also get gold as well from killing minions and or champs as well. So altars are a very important aspect in the game.
Hate to interrupt you, but here comes Lunch Hour. He's jumping in, but he's not going to get anyone. Sidhu just dashes right out of there using that slice and dice.
We also see him backing out.
Yeah, we see, he's going back, probably to spend some of that assist gold. Weequay taking a lot of damage here from Brandshot. He should probably back soon. He started off with that Ruby Crystal, which makes me think he's going for an early Catalyst the Protector, getting that Rod of Ages. So I think that Born Dented is basically just biding their time, and they're going to be playing the long game.
They will be playing the long game, but if we see that Velvet Cupcakes keep playing like they're doing, playing smart, because if you saw before in that fight, Cousin had no idea where Kale was. I don't think I even saw Maya come down by him. But then again, they could be in some sort of chat like Skype or Raycall or something. So I'm not sure what happened there. It could have been miscommunication. Plus, we saw that like there wasn't a lot of communication before on top lane between Wukong and Jaximus, which is Dent Student and Lunch Hour, because Jax wanted to go in, but Wukong kind of didn't want to go in. He was running away, and that's how most of the damage came down on him too, and he wasn't able to trade.
Hate to interrupt, but we have members of Born Dented about to collapse on the brand shot here. There's the Cyclone from Wukong going down. Brand shot will fall this. It's just a matter of time. There's that Divine Intervention, and the dash from Dent Student seals the deal. But Sadu and Renat are on the scene, and everyone on Born Dented is at half health. This could be ugly for them. I think Darius' pull is down at the moment. 10 seconds on that, but his dunk is up. And he will just slam onto Weakway for another kill. Don't feed Darius.
It looks like the dunking has begun. We see Darius getting a dunk, looking to get another one on Jax, but Jaximus actually is ready to counter that with a stun of his, while Kassadin and him get away nice and safely during that fight. It was actually a pretty nice fight, I would say.
I see that Dent Student's picked up a Tiamat. It's an excellent item on Wukong, but I think he needs to be kind of tanky to begin with, at least. Because as we see here, Darius has picked up that Giant's Belt, no doubt going to be turning that into probably a Sunfire Cape pretty soon. Darius, he's just basically a walking health bar that dunks you. And he's just going to be really hard to take down, and he'll just deal a ton of damage with that ultimate, that Noxian Guillotine.
Exactly, that true damage. It's too strong right there, as we see. Kale just kind of looking around to try to get as much from as she can without trying to overextend. Well, Darius is actually, I think they're trying to think about going on Cassin, but we see Wukong also thinking about roaming.
Yeah, he's waiting in the rings right there. He has vision on the brand shot here. Oh no. Oh, Weakway will flash right out of there. No, he rift walked out of there. Yeah. Thought he used the flash for a second. That's some huge distance you can clear by teleporting over that terrain.
Exactly, and that was a nice rift walk disengaged by Kassadin. It was very nicely played by Weekwee, and a little bit went down, and we see Wukong actually kind of going on Renekton, doing a little bit of a love tap there with his Q.
Yeah, Tiamat really gives, much as I said he should have gone tanky, Tiamat is really one of those items that Wukong comes alive when he gets it. It's so good. It gives him another button to press, he can clear waves pretty much like no one else in the game. And we have Renat here sneakily waiting in a bush to make something happen. I think he's going to make something happen.
They're thinking about it, but I think blue team kind of sniffs it out and is like, hey, let's try to get away. But it actually looks like they're trying to get an engage of their own right now happening.
Yeah, I like these three-man pushes that Velvet Fishwhales are just kind of they're just doing them, like all of them just group and they end up they're in a position to push and take an objective here. And there's no real response from Born Dented. They're just running around, and here we go. There's the stun coming down from Lunch Hour, getting Stu and Renat. The silence goes down, but here's the dunk, and it's going to be a dunk chain if Lunch Hour can escape. Fortunately, Dent Student went down, another victim of that Darius dunk. And Weekway is forced to retreat with his tail between his legs, and I think we might see the first turret fall fairly soon. There's a fight for the altar as Weekway gets pulled by Darius, and he's going to rift walk out of there. Renat will take the altar as... Oh, wow. Lunch Hour got dove by Sadu. And Renat will secure both altars for his team.
It's actually pretty interesting. I would have expected Kale to ult Renekton, actually. during diving that tower, but instead she decides to save it until he was probably at his lowest point in health. Very smart, because they didn't really need to use it anyways. So it was a nice play. Good stun by Renekton, slicing, dicing in, stunning. Kill just putting down the slow so he couldn't escape, with some nice E damage in there as well. A bit of healing going on, and Renekton was able to pick up that kill very nicely without burning his exhaust, actually.
Yeah. Well, better late than never.
Exactly.
Oh, and big damage going down to Sidhu. He's fighting 3 people, and he will go down. Lunch Hour pick up that kill. A clutch silence there from Weekwe, taking away his option to escape via slice and dice.
Mm-hmm. We see a lot of pings going down as well. It looks like they really want that altar, and they're kind of trying to bait out kill here.
And shot going in balls deep, trying to scare them off that altar, but it's not going to happen. There's 2 of them there. Brandshot can't contest this. And it will be Born Dented's for the next minute or so? 90 seconds, that's it.
Yeah, minute and a half. So,
it looks like they are going for Vilemaw.
That is a pretty ballsy play, since you have to always kind of transition who's taking the Vilemaw, and Vilemaw still does a lot of AoE damage, and I don't think they have enough damage there.
No, they're doing it. They're doing it, and they've taken it, completely snuck it away from Velvet Fishwhale. Really well done by Born Dented there.
Mm-hmm. That was nice, because they knew Purple Team all went back, and they were thinking, hey, this is perfect time to capture an objective, and Vilemaw will give them a bit of an edge, while also casting picks up a Rod of Ages, plus some boost. The Ravenous Hydra getting bought for Wukong with some pots, and a Bilgewater Cutlass going on for Jax right there. But I would say it was smarter for Blue Team to make that play than to go back before, obviously. It was nice thinking by Blue Team while Purple Team went back.
Yeah, I think they're just waiting to see who steps onto that altar, and I think whoever does is in for a rude awakening. Even with that Vilemaw buff, we could be... Oh, and there's the engaged. Here they come, running in. For a team with no real engage, they're... Oh my god, what a rift walk. He went right into his own base, but he's left his teammates to die, as Brandshot will pick up the kill onto Dent Student. Yeah,
Oh, go ahead, sir. You go ahead first. I interrupted you.
I was just gonna say, like, at first I thought it was a really good escape by that Cassidon, but then I realized he just left his teammates there alone, and Shot just made short work of Dent Student.
It looks like they want that altar, but it looks like Velvet...
They're gonna have to fight for it. And yeah, it will be secured by Born Dented for the next 90 seconds as well. They're hanging in there. They're at a 2.5k gold deficit, but as long as they can just keep this game rolling, they will have a shot.
I do agree with you.
Yeah, the longer the game goes out, better chance Born Dented has of winning.
Mm-hmm. We see, actually, looking at items really quickly, Kale deciding to build damage and attack speed, because we see her picking up a Bork along with a Berserker Grease, which is, I would say, pretty good, since Kale already has a slow with Bork on top of that. Here
comes Weequay. He's rift walking in. He's going to slow Sidhu, silencing him, but they don't have enough to kill him. And here comes the cavalry. Renaud's coming in. Sidhu may try to slice and dice in for a stun. I don't think that Velvet Fishwhale's in a position to... Oh no, Dent Student, he's juking him. He's going to try at least. He will get pulled. And there's the Cyclone knocking everybody up. There's the Divine Intervention going down. Dent Student will have to flee, and Lunch Hour will get eaten up by Sidhu there. And it looks like... Oh, Brandshot, he's not taking no for an answer. He's going deep, but he has to break off. Renaud pulling Weequay as he's taking that tower. Okay, we'll get the kill onto that with the tower's assistance, getting that shutdown gold, but they're still down, and the gold gap is now widened to almost 3k there. And he's jockeying for position around that altar. Brandshot taking it hard right there, but Weequay will die as well. Trading 1 for 1 is not something you want to do when you're at a disadvantage.
Exactly. I would say in this case it's good though because Caston was able to pick up those double kill and he tried to do the best he could. He got them off the altar, which he was originally trying to do, but he was also able to juke out Renekton since Renekton thought he was going to go one way, and it actually looks like they're chasing Renekton right now.
Yeah, Renekton. Oh, he's going to pick up that health shrine, but the flash from Lunch Hour combined with the jump. Did he flash there?
He did flash, but Darius is trying to get them away from Renekton, and he is able to do that.
Renekton will live, and Renaud's damage is just too high. Coupled with that, he's got that Hex Drinker and the Sunfire. He's going to be extremely tough to take down. And unfortunately, Born Dented, none of their members are tanky enough to deal with the Velvet Fishwhale Bruiser Assault.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to go back to that point you made earlier. I saw earlier that you'd mentioned that Kale's going attack damage. Yeah, I saw the Vampiric Scepter she had, and that struck me as kind of odd. Most Kales tend to go AP.
Especially on Twisted Treeline, I know that most kills want to go AP because it does deal a little bit more damage compared to with your E, because you are poking a lot with your Q, and heals also go on top of your AP, how much you get. So, very strange way, but I will give Kale some slack. See how it works out for her in the ultimate end.
Yeah. I mean, an AD Kale is going to deal damage on par with an AD carry. And it's going to be AoE too. She is a true hybrid champion. But right now she's getting bullied by Weequay. He has finished that Rod of Aegis. It's at 1 minute of bonus stats on it. But he's gonna need 10 minutes to charge it up, and hopefully they can push the game till that long and give their Wukong the chance to buy some tanky items.
We also really see that he did finish Sorcerer Boost, so he can do a little bit more damage since he has that not maximum penetration, but he has penetration.
Nope.
But not on Renekton.
And Sidhu is getting some. Oh, Renaud will try to pull them, but he will miss the pull. That's going to be down for... Oh, he maxed it second! That pull is going to be up in no time at all. Yeah, he's chosen to max his Apprehend second over his Crippling Strike.
Interesting.
And a little bit of harass there going down from Wukong. He will try to stealth and juke, but he's forced a Cyclone to save himself. And as his health trickles down, Sidhu is going down as well. Big damage going down on Sidhu, and he will go down. Renaud will finish off Dent Student, and now it's Brand Shot versus Weequay. Weequay is on the run. Yeah, good luck trying to catch the Kassadin, but Velvet Fishwhales will come out on top in that fight.
What happened there was Wukong did get caught out there, and he tried to get out, but he wasn't, so he tried to get a good initiation under that, which was a pretty good initiation, getting all three of them knocked up, doing a lot of damage. They were able to get Renekton really low, but in the ultimate end, Wukong died along with Jax. None of them are tanky enough to kind of take the damage from Kale, Darius, and Renekton. As we see that Renekton has some sort of damage. He has a Ravenous Hydra like Wukong. And plus, on top of that, we saw Kassadin. Kassadin doesn't have that much damage right now. He only has a Rod of Aegis that isn't fully stacked, and he has a Blasting Wand. If he wants to do a little more, I would say we'd have to wait a little longer for him to do a little more damage. Yeah,
it's definitely going to be, in my opinion, like, when I play Wukong, like, a Ravenous Hydra is usually enough to, like, just blow up squishies, but nobody on Velvet Fishwhales is squishy except for Kale, and she can just ult herself and be invincible for 3 seconds. So in a situation like this, I would either go for Armor Pen on Wukong so you can punch through that Bruiser front line and start dealing, close to true damage or better damage. Get that Last Whisper or that Black Cleaver, or go tanky yourself. And in this case, I think he needs to be tanky himself because he needs to give that Jax breathing room so he can scale and allow himself to soak up damage so that Kassadin can get in there and start dealing his damage.
We see a ping going around around 4 Vioma, but not really a smart decision, I don't think, right now. I think Purple Team at least has to trade for nothing. So 1 for nothing at least to get them.
Yeah. Sadu taking a lot of harass there from Cassidon. He does have that Void Staff, so I think that's a wise pickup by Cassidon. He's going to start punching through that. The Bruisers tend to have a lot of armor. They also tend to have higher than normal magic resist, but that Void Staff is just going to make Cassidon deal like not almost true damage, but it's going to be a lot better. Weakway in a bad spot right now. He's going to have to Rift Walk out of there if he can. Brandshot taking a lot of damage. He'll go down to the Cyclone, and now it's in Born Dented's favor here. Renaud, he's going to get the health pickup, but will he be able to get away from Jax? We know.
Ooh, the dunk
he will
down.
dunk Weakway like it was nothing. And now let's get the dunk train rolling. He will dunk Lunch Hour. Oh my god, here we go. And he will get taken down by Dent Student, and Dent Student will have to flash out. There's the Slice and Dice to follow up with Sadu. Oh, Sadu will flash as well. And it's the ace for Velvet Fishwhales.
Very nice. It did look like it was actually going towards Born Dent's favor, but like Velvet Fishwhale able to turn the fight around because their tanks aren't just tanky, they're also have some sort of damage behind them.
And here we got some disrespect. Sadu is proxy farming Born Dented's team, and I think he's going to take that inhibitor right now. First turret to, or not inhibitor, sorry, excuse me, turret. First turret of the game goes to Velvet Fishwhales.
Very nicely done.
They're still maintaining that gold lead, and it's grown even more to about 3.4. 4.4k. Wow. Yeah, they're up by 4.5k gold. Wow, that's a huge margin right now. And now it looks like Velvet Fishwhales are going to turn the tables and try to sneak out that Vial, but Dent Student's going to catch him out. Whether he can do anything about it remains to be seen.
I think they can. It's forcing them to back off Vial.
Oh wow, he pulls!
Actually. And I think they're trying to decide what to do right now. It's just a contest Sting Vial. Sinku wants it more, but it doesn't look like anybody really wants it right now. Purple team wants it, same with blue team, but they can't risk getting killed.
Sadu does not care though. He's going deep, going in on Dent Student, but Dent Student will decoy away. Lunch Hour will blow his stun, but it's not going to be it's not going to hit anyone. And it looks like Velvet Fishwhales have good position on the map here. They're just poised to push, take a tower. I'm not sure what Born Dented are doing. They're going to have to blue pill back to base and try to do something. Weakway is going to try and take the altar there, but they're going to lose a turret for pretty much no reason. Possibly an inhibitor.
Probably. Not,
they have to decoy out of there just to survive. There goes the inhibitor taken down by Brandshot. Not worth it, in my opinion, just to take that altar. Yeah, Cass needed to be with the team.
I think right now that since it was kind of good, but not in favor, but nice pull.
Oh, but here's a sneaky play by Velvet Fishwhales. They get the pull, and there goes Weakway. He's going down. Sadu's going hard. He will kill him. That Butcher of the Sands going. Lunch Hour and Dent Student are fighting for their lives, and they're actually winning. But Sadu's back on the scene, and he will just rip everyone apart. As we call the meek. Renaud has seen better days, though.
Yes, for sure. I'm surprised Purple Team doesn't want to kind of try to sneak this Vial. I know Kale's not up, but in the same way, there is only one person up, so it would, I would say, benefit them in the ultimate end.
Yeah. And Sadu going balls deep here, getting damage on that Nexus turret. He's going to run out of there pretty much scot-free. Wukong can't really catch him. And he's farming while he does it. Wow. Maximum disrespect from this alligator.
Yes, for sure. Really quickly looking at items again, we see a Randuin getting picked up by Wukong. We see a board getting completed by Jax. I think that was actually already completed. Never mind. It looks like Jax is actually building into another Randuin's as well with the chain vest and the giant spell. With also hunting guys getting picked up by Cassidon with some sort of protection with Clotha. Looking at the other side, they just capped an altar, and they also have Phantom Dancer on kill with a Spirit's Spectral Cow, sorry, what I said. Renekton picking up a Black Cleaver along with Ninja Tabi and a Chain Vest, and also some sort of lifesteal and a Spirit of the Ancient Golem by Darius.
I'm not sure I agree with the Maw of Malmortius on Renekton against that team comp, but it's working, so I'm not going to complain. And
Exactly.
they will take down Vile Maw, the Velvet Fishwhales, and I think this is going to be looking for the GG push here. Take down that inhibitor, and well, it's already down. Take down that Nexus turret, and then eventually the Nexus.
It looks like they want to try to get as much as they can while minions are pushing pretty hard. They're getting another altar, which I would say is pretty smart instead of trying to go for something else. We see Renekton actually going pretty balls deep, but not really getting what he wants. So they get a tower for it. So
yeah, the bottom tower will fall to Velvet Fishwhales, and now they're pushing up on the inner turret.
The extra AD, I think, we see an engage actually right now.
Oh, here it goes. There goes Cyclone. Wow, a lot of damage from Born Dented. You're starting to see their scaling come into effect here, but oh my god, they're being dealt just as much damage there, and Sadu, he's an unstoppable monster, taking all that damage and just saying, okay, is that all you got? Yeah, he comes out on top in that fight, and he very well could win the game by himself right now. Born Dented is going to be down for another 23 seconds at the moment, and I think that this is going to be, if it's not game, it's going to be that Nexus Tower for sure.
I think it's going to be just the Nexus Tower. I don't think he might have enough time, but I could be wrong. He does have a minion wave behind him, and he is going through that tower pretty fast, I would say, right now.
Yeah. He might stay. They might go for it. No, he's doing it.
Looks like he's going for next
Peke here. Renekton trying to the Nexus Tower, and he might just go all the way. He does.
Pulls off the X Peke alligator mode. OP.